Hello and welcome to Decentralized Health Administration at the Ubrica Project. My name is Dr. Macharia Waruingi, and I bring you critical knowledge about creating perfect conditions for much needed revolution in the health industry. Under these conditions, universal health access will be possible. Everyone in the world, including you and your loved ones, will have access to the best health services available. Health for everyone will be of the highest quality there is in the world, and it will be affordable by everyone. I come to you each and every day from the Ubrica project located at 1.4 degrees south of equator and 37 degrees east of the central meridian, that is in the southwest suburbs of Nairobi. And today, I have great things to discuss with you. Yesterday, we talked about artificial intelligence in decentralized health, part one, and today we are going to speak about the part two of artificial intelligence in decentralized health. And this is accepted from Decentralized Health Administration textbook and development by Susan Nyambura Njuguna in Ubrica Research and Development Team. But first, let's talk about the basics, why we are here. Ubrica Project, what is it? Ubrica Project strives to solve three fundamental problems of health production in the world. We have said this over and over again so that you get it, and of course, you figure out how to work together. Problem number one is lack of access to health services. Problem number two is poor quality of medical services. And problem number three is high cost of medical services in the world. As you have seen in the past, is that lack of access to health services can occur when people do not have money to go to hospital, and lack of access can also occur where there are no hospitals to go to. That gives us two problems. There's no money to go to the hospital, or there's no hospital to go to. Poor quality of medical services, on the other hand, can occur when good knowledge to deal with medical problem is scarce. And then the high cost of medical services can occur when manufacturing of products that can be used to improve human health is stifled. That means that when we cannot make products or create services that can be used to improve human health. So we solve the problem of access due to lack of money by creating Soko Janja, an online retail store where everyone in the world can sell what he or she has produced. That will increase the earning power. So we know that money in the pocket means realized access to health. Ubrica clinics and hospitals project ensure physical access to health services in what we call the URCC, Ubrica Retail Clinical Centers. And Ubrica Science and Technology Parks create places for translation and commercialization of new and relevant knowledge, ensuring best quality of medical services in the world. How about the Ubrica Biomedical Industrial City? What does it do? The Ubrica Biomedical Industrial City promotes local manufacturing of biomedical products, reducing the cost of medicines and medical devices and health services in general, making health affordable. We tie all that together using Ubricoin, the cryptocurrency for universal health access that underwrites health production in the Ubrica ecosystem. Now, what is your role? You can support universal health access by getting and adding Ubricoin to your portfolio of cryptos. Of course, you can buy Ubricoin with Ether by sending Ether directly to the Ubricoin contract, or by getting equity in the Ubrica project. That means that you can uh, send cash to Ubrica and get equity out of it. So get involved now. Do not sit on the sidelines of health. Buy Ubricoin and hold. Now, if you bought and hold $10 worth of UBN each and every day, soon you'll have hundreds of thousands of UBN, which is good, and you will help to build universal health access for everyone. You can get even more involved by joining the World Ubricoin as Ambassador program, where you gain deeper knowledge about Ubrica project and continually share that knowledge with people in your circle of influence. As an ambassador, you will be the bridge between Ubricoin, Ubrica, Sokojanja, and all the people in the world. How cool is that? Now, so that we can continue getting you more involved, hit the like button, smash the like button to cement your support. Smash the bell button as well so that you can subscribe to receive notifications, and also participate in the chat. Share your views on how we can decentralize knowledge in health and medicine. Now let's dive deep into today's topic, artificial intelligence in decentralized health. And we said that this is the second part. The first part was for yesterday, that was July 23rd. Today is July 24th, and artificial intelligence in decentralized health part 2. And of course, this material is accepted from Decentralized Health Administration textbook under development under by Susan Nyambura, Njuguna in the Ubrica research and development team, plus her team as well. Artificial intelligence, what is it? Artificial intelligence refers to the theory and development that computer systems are able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, what you can see, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. So all that stuff is, again, artificial intelligence refers to the theory that and development that computer systems are able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. So although extremely powerful, artificial intelligence has its own limitations. And so this is why we want to think about artificial intelligence on the blockchain. Decentralized blockchain is much more potent for handling artificial intelligence compared to centralized internet-based cloud computing. When artificial intelligence system needs to take a decision, it tests the possible solution and its alternating branches, which results in the first decision taken by the AI system. Although all the possible alternatives are first evaluated and then tested before the AI system can choose the best option. With blockchain, the entire task is divided among lots of nodes around the world, which makes the process much faster. That's why we are saying that um, blockchain is much more efficient than cloud computing in artificial intelligence. So decisions made by artificial intelligence are capable of assessing large number of variables independently of each other and learning which ones are important to the overall task it is trying to achieve. For example, artificial intelligence algorithms are expected to increasingly be used in making decisions about whether financial transactions are fraudulent and whether they should be blocked or investigated. Explainability has become a critical requirement for artificial intelligence in many contexts beyond healthcare. Having a clear audit trail improves trust from the public. Recording decision-making process on blockchain could be a step towards achieving a level of transparency that will be needed in order to gain public trust. Most artificial intelligence systems are specialized expert systems that use database of knowledge to make decisions for public and to have trust with the decision-making process. There has to be total confidence in, one, the integrity and security of the data. There has to be total confidence in the machine learning algorithms that inform the artificial intelligence. And there has to be total confidence in the artificial intelligence interface. Blockchain's distributed nature ensures that nobody can tamper with data without everyone else noticing immediately. Blockchain also allows peer-to-peer review, hence everybody can review the data and check error biasness or the biases. Millard Brown in 2018 explained that computer science advances and ultra-fast computing speeds with fight artificial intelligence broadly benefiting our modern society. For example, forecasting weather, recognizing faces, detecting fraud, and deciphering dynamics, and so many other things. Artificial intelligence future role in medical practice remains an unanswered question, particularly when you're talking about global health, talking about health of everyone in the world. There's so many places on this world which don't have access to the internet or the computer. Although that is coming as we learn as we go along. Computers learn to detect patterns not decipherable using biostatistics and processing massive databases, and call that big data. So computers can learn how to detect patterns using big data through layered mathematical models we call algorithms, and then machine learning. So we're saying that computers can learn and they can learn to detect patterns not decipherable using biostatistics. Um, correcting algorithm mistakes or training, that means that you can correct the computer once it starts learning, can add to artificial intelligence predictive model confidence. So computers can learn and can also be trained. So we have seen learning and training. Artificial intelligence is being successfully applied for images analysis or image analysis in radiology, in pathology, and dermatology, with diagnostic speed exceeding and accuracy powering medical experts. While diagnostic confidence never reaches 100%. Combining machines with physician judgment reliably enhances performance. Cognitive programs are influencing medical practice by applying natural language processing to read the rapidly expanding scientific literature and collate years of diverse electronic medical records. In this and other ways, artificial intelligence may optimize care trajectory of chronic diseases or even rare diseases that are not easy to diagnose. It can suggest precision therapies for complex illnesses, reduce medical errors, and improve subject enrollment into clinical trials. All this stuff has not developed well in Africa, and we know that it is coming because we have Ubrica, as I will be explaining to you in a little bit. Formal research on AI applications for global health is wanting. This is not to say that nothing is happening. Blockchain offers major opportunity for artificial intelligence to develop in global health, particularly in developing countries here in Africa and other developing places. Ubrica's Ubricoin project is leading the way in this regard. Ubricoin is a cryptocurrency built on Ethereum protocol. Ubrica has created 20 billion units of Ubricoin, also called UBN. Approximately 2 billion units of UBN are dedicated to development of data science for global health. Data science is that multidisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insight from structured and unstructured data. As we build artificial intelligence for global health, we have to be aware of skeuomorphism that could lead to stagnation instead of innovation. We want to move forward. Others, or a few others from Artificial Intelligence for Development, that's an organization known as that, Artificial Intelligence for Development, in 2010 suggested that we should build intelligence into existing systems and institutions rather than starting from scratch or hoping to replace existing system, however broken. That is far from the reality. It is like to say, let us build cars that can travel through the horse trails. Yeah, a vehicle. That's what all people were proposing, of course, in the beginning of motor vehicle engineering. When they built cars, they were trying to drive them along horse trails, and of course, that didn't work. It's called skeuomorphism, trying to fit old wine in new skins. It's not a good idea. To build an AI on outdated system, however broken, is not a good idea. Critical thinking is necessary for building appropriate technologies for AI in new frontiers of health. And I'm thinking that blockchain, artificial intelligence now on blockchain will work much, much, much better, much faster because the blockchain is decentralized and we're able to reach the farthest distances on this planet using decentralized technology. And we'll explain why in a little bit. Success of AI application requires knowledge of local markets, clear usability requirements, and access to adequate training data using field testing. Traditionally, from the centralized system, this has not been possible because, of course, money is centralized, and then we have this trickle-down economics, which never works. It has to be bottom up, like from, not bottoms up, bottom up, coming from the ground and then rising to the top, rather than trickle down as we hear about. And of course, rather than top bottom architecture, which we said the other day that it's flawed in global health. So we cannot, again, we don't want skeuomorphism that tell us to build intelligence on existing system, which have got top to bottom approach. We have to create a new architecture who's built probably on the blockchain, because we have new architecture on the blockchain to help us get down to the bottom and then start from the bottom and going to bottom up. Now, cryptocurrency like UBN built on blockchain is a utility token, provide the financial resources necessary to generate knowledge. And we have said that success of AI application requires knowledge of local markets, clear usability requirements. That means that if we can have artificial intelligence gathered from every village on this planet, then we're going to find usability, because as the work of collecting that data, it means that that the people from where the data is getting collected participate. And that's why we have inclusion, global health, inclusive global health. And of course, we're talking about access to adequate training data via field testing. And like I said, cryptocurrencies, because they are money, a cryptocurrency is money like Ubricoin, which is built on blockchain technology, then it provides the resources necessary to generate knowledge from local markets. So if we examine deeply, what is the role of Ubricoin in artificial intelligence? Let's say we want to implement an expert system. You see, successful implementation of any expert system requires clear definition of clinical problem to be addressed. Now, clear definition, creating a clear definition of the problem to be addressed is very, very expensive because, of course, you have to have experts down there. And where are we going to get experts if you don't have money? But you see, Ubricoin provides financial resources needed for building and updating knowledge. The blockchain itself becomes excellent tool for creating accuracy tracking system, which could undermine the trust of clinicians and patients. Data databases for many diseases and conditions relevant to global health problems becomes easier to put together because on a distributed ledger. And such databases can be difficult and time consuming to collect in a centralized system. Now, in a decentralized system, then we have ease of putting together databases because you can have distributed data collecting capability that goes all down to all villages. With UBN, access to clinical services becomes realizable. As we said, one of the major problems that Ubricoin is trying to solve is access, realized access to clinical services. And so we think with Ubricoin, access to clinical services is realizable, where remote diagnostic and machine learning applications help to identify diseases. Ubricoin guarantees that the conditions identification can be treated in any given setting because it's money. UBN supports the principle of do no harm and the ethics around providing treatments following testing for and confirmations of diseases. We test and treat right there. Why? Because there's money. Yes. So artificial intelligence does not work under conditions without money, but artificial intelligence works very well when there's money. And of course, it becomes very relevant and distributed collection of data so that we can get data that has fit, has relevance and working capacity. UBN will help to invest in an adoption of standardized medical technologies for development of local data dictionaries, which so far has not been possible. You could say that majority of people living on this planet do not have access to standardized medical technologies. Why? Because they don't have money. We said that one of the jobs that Ubrica and Ubricon have to solve is reduce the cost of health by increasing possibility for manufacturing in multiple local conditions so that we can do what? So that it doesn't cost too much money to import medical technologies. Again, let's use of electronic health records and standardized medical terminologies will eliminate handwritten records and use of local languages because you get language barrier when trying to translate it from English to Kikuyu. Now, if you have a patient in Kagodoine who doesn't fully understand English, and then you have to treat that patient. You have the doctor has learned this material in English, but there's nowhere to get Kikuyu language on the computer. It's not good because many elderly people who do not understand these international languages are likely to get misdiagnosis because of course, even treatment and what you call the um, the follow-up in treatment and adherence to the treatment procedure becomes difficult because of language barrier. We're saying that we can create standardized medical terminologies and then we translate those to local data dictionaries, and those local data dictionaries are very good for treatment of local conditions. This is what we are missing. Now, artificial intelligence is able to do that These actions make it possible to build natural language corpora. And of course, it's very important to have technologies that are able to translate all these languages we have. Say, for example, in Kenya, we have how many? About 48 different languages. And it means that we, in order for us to communicate to the patients, at least there has to be people who understand those local languages. And if it's not possible, artificial intelligence now can help us to translate from one language to another. And that will be possible. Of course, it's very difficult to do that without money. That's why Ubricoin becomes very good. So standardized medical terminologies help to develop local language dictionaries. And so standardized language on electronic health record will help to gather substantial data necessary to build and implement automated planning and scheduling applications. With Ubricoin, extensive data collection involved in laying the groundwork for development of an improved community health work schedule will be possible in sub-Saharan Africa. This has never been done before. Furthermore, Ubricoin will improve the quality of data used to develop effective automated planning and scheduling applications. The use of artificial intelligence in global health thus requires strong understanding of local social contexts. It's, it requires strong understanding of the infrastructure requirements, and of course, it helps um, it requires to have strong understanding of additional related infrastructure needs such as IT, that's information technology, communications networks, and platforms for delivery of primary healthcare services. You can see that this strong understanding for the local social context, for infrastructure requirement, and for additional related infrastructure needs, including information technology and communications network, those things are not possible without money. That is why judicious investment in internet connectivity provides substantial bandwidth necessary to upload very large social data sets onto the blockchain. Some of the applications, including mobile health tools used by community health workers. Oh, I have to drink something. Thank you. I am drinking Kenyan tea from the Kenyan highlands. Totally delicious. So, let me say this again. The judicious investment in internet connectivity will provide substantial bandwidth necessary to upload very large signal databases. It's a big wasp that's trying to sting me, but I will just be there. So, we can upload very large signal databases in the blockchain. Some of the applications, including mobile health tools used by community health workers, and have the ability to work offline and synchronize with blockchain when sufficient bandwidth returns. Storage of data in a distributed ledger on the blockchain does not require substantial investment in IT infrastructure because the data is stored in a distributed ledger, and that distributed ledger is all over the world. While UBN will be a relief for device prices, we predict that prices will come down. We see this is another advantage for having UBN. By having widespread manufacturing, then medical devices will become cheaper, following Moore's law. Okay. So in conclusion, we could say that artificial intelligence holds promise for transforming the provision of healthcare in the world. Many of the system hurdles in global health will be addressed and overcome using AI supported by the blockchain. The widespread use of smartphones combined with growing investment in blockchain technology and associated cryptocurrencies create a massive opportunity to use AI effectively to improve health outcomes in the world. Effective use of AI in global health will require good understanding of the local social, epidemiological, the health system, and political context. Availability of money in UBN will accelerate this understanding. Ubricoin facilitates wide-scale deployment and adoption of artificial intelligence by a robust research agenda. Unless now you can see today I'm very, very patriotic because I had to wear this scarf. Well, I got this scarf written Kenya, not because of patriotism, because it's very, very cold in Nairobi. We're experiencing our winter. So temperatures here are low. I don't know how much, but it keeps on fluctuating. But at this particular hour, we got hit by just low temperature. But because the temperatures are low doesn't mean that we are getting rain. It hasn't rained here for about 2 months. It's almost 8 weeks, and it's getting quite dry and dusty. Okay, but let's get back to the basics. We say that Ubrica project strives to solve three fundamental problems of health production in the world. Problem number one, access to health services. Problem number two, poor quality of medical services. And problem number three, high cost of medical services in most of the world. We know that lack of access to health services occurs when people do not have money to go to hospital or there are no hospitals to go to. And poor quality of medical services occur when good knowledge to deal with medical problems is scarce, and high cost medical services in the world occur when manufacturing of products that can be used to improve health is stifled. We solve problem of access due to lack of money by creating sokojanja.com, an online retail store where everybody in the world can sell what he or she has produced to increase the earning power. Because as we have always said, money in the pocket means realized access to health. But you can have money, but there's no hospital. Now, to solve the physical access problem, which means having hospitals, Ubrica clinics and hospital project ensures that you have physical access. Ubrica Science and Technology Parks, on the other hand, create places for translation and commercialization of new and relevant knowledge, ensuring best quality of medical services for you. And the Ubrica Biomedical Industrial City promotes local manufacturing of biomedical products, reducing cost of medicines and medical devices and health services in general, making health affordable for everyone. So we know that these things can happen. You can see that all this requires artificial intelligence, but we cannot achieve that without money. This is why Ubricoin, UBN, the cryptocurrency for universal health access, will help to make these things possible because it is money that's on the blockchain that can help to reach. You can support universal access by getting and adding Ubrica into your portfolio of cryptos or by getting equity in the Ubrica project. Get involved. Do not sit on the sidelines of health. Buy and hold $10 worth of UBN each and every day, and soon you're going to be participating in the greatest health revolution we have ever seen. You can even get more involved by joining the Ubricoin World Ambassador Program, where you gain deeper knowledge about Ubrica project and continually share the knowledge with other people in your circle of influence. As an ambassador, you'll be the bridge between Ubricoin, Ubrica, Sokojanja, and the people in the world. Thank you so much for staying with us today and listening to this podcast. I look forward to having you again tomorrow as we discuss more details. Now, maybe you can, oh yeah, you can see my scarf now in full. I can see back and see this is the Kenyan flag right there. And of course, it's my time to remove it because I think it's gotten a little warmer. And we'll meet again tomorrow, exact the same time. This is a 1:30 p.m. East African time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.